Alright, so in this video, I'm going to solve the problem 2 to the power of 22 minus 1. So, to solve this, what I'm first going to do is rewrite this as 2 to the power of 11 times 2 minus 1. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m times n, this is equal to a to the power of m to the power of n. So 2 to the power of 11 times 2 is equal to 2 to the power of 11 to the power of 2 minus 1. Now 1 is the same thing as 1 squared. So now I have 2 to the power of 11 to the power of 2 minus 1 squared. Now the reason I did that and rewrote 1 as 1 squared is because now I can use the property a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So just to clarify, a is 2 to the power of 11 and b is 1. So now I get 2 to the power of 11 plus 1 times 2 to the power of 11 minus 1. Now, what is 2 to the power of 11? Well, 2 to the power of 9 is 512. 2 to the power of 10 is going to be double of 2 to the power of 9, which is double of 512, which is 1024. So 2 to the power of 11 is double of 1024, which is 2048. So now, I get 2048 plus 1 times 2048 minus 1. Now 2048 plus 1 is 2049, and 2048 minus 1 is 2047. So I get 2049 times 2047. And now, a simpler way of multiplying this, rather than the usual method of this way takes way too long. So a much easier route is to rewrite this as 2000 plus 49 times 2000 plus 47. Now from here, I can simply distribute. So I have 2000 times 2000, which is 2000 squared, plus 2000 times 47, plus 49 times 2000, plus 49 times 47. Now 2000 squared is going to be 4 million, plus 47 times 2000 is 94,000, plus 49 times 2000 is 98,000, and finally 49 times 47 is 2,303. So now, by adding all these up, I get 4,194,000, because 94,000 plus 98,000 is 194,000, and then I have to add in the 2,303, so now I get 303 at the end. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to solve the equation x to the power of 12 minus 1 is equal to 0. So to solve this, I'm going to first rewrite this as x to the power of 6 to the power of 2 minus 1 squared is equal to 0. And the reason I'm doing this is so I can use the property a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So this turns into x to the power of 6 plus 1 times x to the power of 6 minus 1 is equal to 0. So this gives me two equations. I get x to the power of 6 plus 1 equals 0, and x to the power of 6 minus 1 equals 0. Now I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to rewrite x to the power of 6 minus 1 equals 0 as x to the power of 3 to the power of 2 minus 1 squared is equal to 0. So I can use this property again and get x to the power of 3 plus 1 times x to the power of 3 minus 1 is equal to 0. Now, for x to the power of 3 minus 1 equals 0, I'm going to rewrite this as x to the power of 3 minus 1 to the power of 3 equals 0. So I can use the property a to the power of 3 minus b to the power of 3 is equal to a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So this turns into a minus b times a squared plus a plus 1 is equal to 0. Sorry, this turns into x minus 1 times x squared plus x plus 1 is equal to 0, which gives me yet another two equations. So now I have x minus 1 equals 0 and x squared plus x plus 1 equals 0. So for x minus 1 equals 0, all I have to do is add 1 on both sides, and I get x is equal to 1. And for x squared plus x plus 1 equals 0, I can use the quadratic formula. So by using it, I get x is equal to negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 3i over 2. So these are two more solutions. And now we aren't done yet because we also have to solve these. So now I have x to the power of 3 plus 1 is equal to 0. And I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides, so I get x to the power of 3 is equal to negative 1, meaning x is also equal to negative 1. So this is another solution. Now for x to the power of 6 plus 1 equals 0, I'm going to again subtract 1 on both sides. So I get x to the power of 6 is equal to negative 1. And if I take the 6th root, I get x is equal to 6th root of negative 1, which is equal to negative 1 to the power of 1 over 6. So now, the 6th root of negative 1 is, we know that I is equal to the square root of negative 1, which is equal to negative 1 to the power of 1/2. So negative 1 to the power of 1 over 6 is the same thing as negative 1 to the power of 1/2 minus something. So now 1 over 6, or I should say 1/2 minus 1 over 6 is equal to 1 over 3. So 1 over 6 plus 1 over 3 is equal to 1/2. We know this, meaning we have negative 1 to the power of 1 over 6 and this plus, or sorry, 1 over 2 minus 1 over 3 is what we can rewrite 1 over 6 as. Now, this is the same thing as 1/2 plus negative 1 over 3. And if I have something in the form a to the power of m plus n, this is equal to a to the power of m times a to the power of n. So this is going to equal negative 1 to the power of 1/2 times negative 1 to the power of negative 1 over 3. Negative 1 to the power of 1/2 is the square root of negative 1, which is equal to I. So we get I times negative 1 to the power of negative 1 over 3, which is the same thing as 1 over negative 1 to the power of 1 over 3, which is equal to negative 1. So I get I times negative 1, which is equal to negative I, which is my final solution.